In North Shaanxi, there is a unique yet hidden spot where Mao Wusu Desert meets the lowest plateau, where Mongolian cavalry clash with Han soldiers. Join our adventure trip in Yulin region. To the north of the city lies the Mao Wusu Desert. To the south of the city is the hinterland of the lowest plateau. The yellow earth was reshaped by the wind and rain to rolling sand hills. This is where the city of Yulin survives today. The city has a total population of 3,645,000, with an area of 43,578 square kilometers. We drove about 7 hours from Xi'an to Yulin. Today Yulin is like most cities I have been to. High buildings and cars everywhere. I decided to see more difference of this city first, to find the trace of nomadic culture and farming culture. We are in Zhen Bei Tai. People call it the first great tower of the Great Wall. First time I went to the Great Wall nearby Beijing around 3 years ago, and of course it was nice, it was impressive. The Great Wall is impressive everywhere, but still it's interesting to be here behind the Zhen Bei Tai Tower. Used to happen like encounters between the Chinese officials and the Mongolian officials. So when there were problems and situations, they were solved here. As well, the Mongolians were received, we treated really well, just like, let's say, like officials coming for an official visit to other countries. So it's an interesting spot for the history of the exchange between the Han culture and the Mongolian culture as well. Since Yulin used to be the border between the Han culture and the nomadic northern culture, many people were sent here because they did bad things. I don't know, maybe one of those things were making the emperor angry, so he sent maybe some poets here, and that's why we can find like tons of scriptures made actually by really famous ancient Chinese poets. In here we find like a really well-preserved 8 trigrams, or like in Chinese it's called bagua, because we have 3 concentric circles and 8 pictures on them. In here, on the second ring or second cycle, we have different kinds of flowers. On the third one, we have some dragons, some sheep, and horses as well. And I guess like the meaning of the horses is because this area used to be the border between the Han culture and the nomadic culture from the north. Right here we can see a scripture, Long Pang Huzhu is the oldest one here in Shi Xia. It's from the Wang Li period of the Ming Dynasty. It's very well preserved and it has never been restored. The reason is that the stone where it was made is harder than the others on this area. And one other thing I really like is like the mix of having natural things, but at the same time having some history. Like in this case, the caves, right? We're in a natural scenic spot, but at the same time we can see and appreciate some of the Chinese history. I was walking on the old street and I found what it seems to be a really popular paper cut shop, because right there is a picture of Michelle Obama getting one picture of herself made by the owner of the shop. It seems to be, this is Zhen Bei Tai, the place we visited today, and it's very interesting to see it in a different kind of representation. It looks pretty much exactly the same.
我们云林本来是个大沙漠，云林又称为驼城，所以骆驼脚服。
Like representing the this Wusu Mao, the desert. right?
Yeah, representing the desert.
And the camels.
That's all like camels.
这就是那个葛亮亮，就是我考上对爸爸的那个葛亮亮上那是一个水，就是用民歌的题材把它剪成剪纸。
Ah, but the minga, the type of singing we were talking the other time, right?
Yeah,
the traditional
right.
music here in
Yeah,
in
Shaanxi.
Yulin and Shanbei. This, come on. Look at this. She made it like in 5 minutes, literally. She's amazing.
你剪，你自己剪。从中间拉一道，从中间哎对，这样，哎这样剪一下。剪成了吗？剪翻了。
Yeah, this is my first paper cut. It was supposed to be a flower, but I did something somewhere, so it became just something else. That's it. This evening we had a really good time at the old street in Yulin. This is the very first street of this city. It is very similar to the Muslim street in Xi'an, though there are less people, so it's easier to enjoy. It's easier just to walk through the alleys, to find and try all these different shops and try as well all these different local foods. It's also a very good place to buy souvenirs and to buy traditional things from Yulin. But what is more important, in my opinion, it's like because it's less crowded, because there are not as many tourists as in other cities, you can appreciate the daily life of locals here. My name is Manuel. In the next few days, I will go on an adventure trip to Yulin in North Shaanxi. I will visit the amazing Danshan landform, the biggest freshwater lake on the desert Hongjiang now. And I will also learn about the great history of China at Tongguancheng. Right now we are in Tongguancheng, which is located in the Jinbian County of Yulin City in northern Shaanxi province. Right now we are seeing what people call the White Castle. It was built by Shi Xia. He was the founder of the Xia state of Xiongnu. Shi Xia, who founded this place, he established the capital of the Xiongnu kingdom here. This city was the closest to the Great Wall, and the Great Wall of this area was precisely built to protect the empire from the Xiongnu people, because they were as the so-called barbarians. We can see that the walls of these fortifications are white. That's because powdered rice was used during the construction. It was white because white was the color, or the holy color of the Xiongnu people, and white also shows importance, being an important place for the political power of the state. Many other dynasties they tried to take it down because this was a reminder of the Xiongnu power, but they couldn't do it. As you can see, like after around like 1,500 years after, we can see like still like how great it was in its time. I remember once after New Year, my uncles they bought a lamp, like a small one, alive, and then they kill it, and then we ate like 3 days lamb.
Oh, just ready.
Okay, let's open this. Hey, this smells amazing. We really need to try this now. It's good. It's very soft. Yeah, it's great. After some research, we found about this place. It's called Danxia Landscape Area. This area is called the Wave. I would like to mention that this kind of landform called Danxia can be found in 3 places in China. One of them is in Guangdong province, where like is surrounded by a lot of water, so I guess it's more like a swamp. The second one is in Jiangye, in northwest Gansu province. That one is located in the desert. And the one here found in Shaanxi province, it's a canyon. What is special about this one is like back there we have the Danxia landform, and up there we have the Yellow Plateau. Right now we are in Hongjiana Lake. We are in the very north of Shaanxi province. We are that north that on the other side of the lake, in the northern part, we have already Inner Mongolia. Ordos is only like 2-3 hours away from this lake. In here we can like see the diversity of landscapes in Yulin and in mostly the Zhen area of Shaanxi province. Today we are not lucky enough, as you can see, there is a storm coming. Sadly, because of the storm, we cannot go to that island in the center of the lake. This place is called after that island because the sand found on the beach of the island is red color. Because of the rain, we have to run for a while and find shelter. It's kind of a bad luck, but at the same time, we have been lucky enough to see the contrast between having a storm over there, almost over here, I guess, and then having a beautiful sunshine back there. I would like to point that this lake is the biggest freshwater lake in China. This 3-day trip seems so much faster than I thought. Though I live in Shaanxi for about 2 years, I've never been to this part in North Shaanxi. I appreciated the natural beauty, enjoying the traces of history. And God, I love the food here, it's really good. This city is where the grassland culture meets the farming culture. It is so much more developed than I thought. Yulin has a vast landscape but fewer people. It is a good getaway from the pressure and noise in the cities. I could forget here about all my duties back in Xi'an. I'm sure I will come back and visit Yulin again someday.